Welcome back, folks, to the 9.16 recommended mods and XVM settings video for World of Tanks. So it's good that Wargaming is adding previous popular mods to the game's vanilla version, the default version of the game. So mods like the damage counter, the damage blocked, and damage spotted counters, as well as the damage indicators, those were from XVM. So the developers liked it, and they just added to the default version of the game, which you could turn off. So that's pretty good. The game is a little bit more bearable than the game's 2 years ago version or a year ago version. So yeah, plus to Wargaming's side of adding mods. But there are a few mods that's still missing from the lineup. So I still highly recommend you checking out a few of the mods that's missing from the vanilla version, the default version of the game. So as usual, I'll demonstrate what the mods look like and sound like before I show you where you can find these mods and how to install them. So here is the garage. As you can see, there are a few more quality of life improvements as well as artistic stuff, so like tank skins or garage skins, but it's the poppy field. It sucks that they haven't updated the script for the beach garage or beach hangar, so you cannot choose it, but there is a special button for the garage. You can choose the premium garage, so not the dank basement of a garage for the standard, or the Halloween garage. Ooh. So it's the previous Halloween garage with burning skulls in a lantern and different juices, whatever. So based on your preference, but who cares? So artistic stuff, it's cosmetics, so whatever. Here is the tank skin. So there are various tank skins created by Milky Man, so he's pretty good at tank remodels, and you can do the tank skins by yourself. So what's the difference between tank skins and tank remodels? Tank skins is basically everybody could do. It's simplistic. You can just color the outside skin, the texture of different tanks, and add it to the res mod folder. So basically you just paint your own tanks. Only you can see them, but everything is by yourself, so whatever. Now tank remodels is adding different polygons and different stuff to the mesh of different tanks. So adding to the basic model before you add the texture of the tank. So it's a little bit more difficult. It's actually a lot more difficult. And only Milky Man is currently doing the different tank remodels. So much shout out to him, but we'll go over everything. So here is the cosmetic stuff of the garage. Looks pretty. It's the War Thunder's version of the Type 64, I believe, but yeah, it looks a lot better than the standard def for the default version, so obviously whatever. Here you can see the ping bar, so go beat up the person stealing your internet. If it's under 100, it's pretty good. If it's over, beat up your brother downloading porn or whatever. So, or you should stop downloading porn yourself, whatever. So that's pretty decent. Here is the automatically return crew checkbox. It's pretty good for premium tanks because they don't need a crew of their own. So checking this returns the previous crew I used, which is from the WZ131. So go back to the WZ. And where's my crew? Well, there they are. So very effective at choosing different crews or switching around. You have different filters, a little bit more filters with the carousel. There's a little bit more info with different tanks based on stats with XVM, so you can check those out. So different tanks have win percent chance, number of battles fought, average damage per battle, and average, or is this kills, or expected average damage from win 8, your mastery badge, and your marks of excellence. So different stuff, whatever. So cosmetic and statistics wise, your default currency has been changed from gold to credits. So no longer you have to waste gold or recheck this button. So everything should be set to credits to prevent you from accidentally using your gold. And there's a second line of countermeasure by this gold lock. So your gold is locked. Click it to unlock, but this prevents you from accidentally using your gold or your free XP. So quality of life improvements. And finally, with your service record, this shows you your stats for your vehicles. So click on vehicles, and there are different stats. So you can check out your Win 8, WN8, or your EFF rating, and your different tanks efficiency rating based on your quality of playing them, I guess. So the bigger the number, the better you play them. So if it's double X, it's over 100, so you're pretty good, whatever. So different stats, and that's pretty much it. So I'll go over the settings. Yep, there is different settings for different players. So general, it's up to you for this one. So this is the chat settings, so choose whichever one you want, doesn't matter. Here is the random battle types, so I prefer to play whatever. You can choose the 2 carousels. Oh, doesn't work with XVM, so you can change it with XVM, but you can have up to like 5. So this is just whatever. Go back to default. Battle recording for me, display marks of excellence, blah blah blah, simple characteristic, that's for this panel. It was different, so this is from their liking, I guess. So here is the mini map. Click everything, trust me. Tips for battle loading screen, your selection, whatever. So always enable mini-map features, that's important. Display arc of fire for SPGs, important. Display camera direction, important. Show vehicle markers on the battle score panel, important. Server reticle, so this is what the server recognizes as your crosshair, where your tanks is actually pointing at based on the server's reading of your client. So it's a little bit more delayed if you have a slower internet. So it's a little bit different, but you can check it if you want. If you don't check it, it's not the end of the world. So depends on your own preference. Restrict toggling of the sniper mode to the shift key, so no longer you can mouse wheel. I don't like it. Turn this off. I have the X40 and the X48 zoom, so it's a lot better than the 18 or 25, was it? But it's better for sniping vehicles to snipe across the map, so highly recommend it. Horizontal stabilization, sure. Dynamic camera, sure. Post-mortem mode, that's for artistic stuff. Yeah, rest of these is whatever. Show vehicle tiers and mini-map transparency, whatever. For graphics, I have my computer, so it's a laptop, full screen, 1080p, aspect ratio, anti-aliasing, and vertical sync is for different computers. So if you have G-Sync for GTX, different graphics card, you have G-Sync, so you don't have to use vertical sync, but I don't know where to find it on mine, so just based on your own system, so whatever. Now I use a deep filter, so this makes the game look a little bit better. But here you can see the difference with its off mode. So I'll switch to the standard or the premium garage, and you can see the difference between the filters. So it looks kind of crappy with this filter. It doesn't look as grungy or as, you know, dirty. So if you turn the deep filter on, it looks a lot better. Change the gamma based on the darkness of your game. So here you can see, yeah, it looks a little bit better, right? It's grungy, it's more realistic than the, you know, basic colors. So that's what I use. Go back to settings, details. Recommend you check everything if you could. If you cannot, go to standard graphics. Turn off motion blur because this screws you with different tracing of the shots. If you're prone to motion sickness, turn this up so it's a little bit more efficient or prevents you from puking, but I don't like it, so I turned it off. And the rest is based on graphics settings. So that's that. Sound is pretty general. I'll show you how to select your own sixth sense activation sound. So you can have the normal one, which is this, or you can change it to other normal one, but whatever. So I'll show you how to change the user sound one. Voice chat is whatever, so blah. Controls, here are my controls. I changed the different reloads, different forward and cruising speeds. So you can pause the video to take a look. But this is more ergonomic with your hand, so you don't have a cramped finger or muscles when you try to press the fire extinguisher. So you can pause the video, but I use the Z, X, and C keys for consumable number 4, number 5, and number 6, which is usually the repair slots or the medical kit or the fire extinguishers. So I use those keys, a little bit more effective. Request fire is F, and blah blah blah, simplistic stuff. Reticle have changed it. You can change it based on your mods, but you can change it with different setups. So I use the historically accurate hardscope mod, tongue twister, but choose whichever one you want. Marker one is based on your own preference, so select whichever one you want. And feedback is the new indicators for the damage, so choose whichever one you want, blah blah blah. Simplistic, whatever. So there you go, folks. That's the garage, and here is a quick demonstration of what the game actually looks like in battle. And here are all the mods I use in the battle. So here is the loading screen. As you can see, all the stats of different players are displayed with your team's win % chance at the top. If you press left control, this will bring up a larger mini-map. The green circle is your view range, the white circle is the maximum view range, and the yellow circle is the draw distance. That's where stuff appears on your main screen. If you press Alt, this will show you your teammates' health and your enemy's health from last spotted position. So it's very effective because you can judge how much health your teammates have before you charge in, if they can support you or not. So here you can see the green circle turn into the white circle, or overlay with the white circle because the binoculars. So that helps with the view range. But different players have been color coded based on their XVM stats onto the mini map, so you can see if there's a lemming train of bots or tomatoes. Very helpful. So I have a different zoom mod with different crosshairs for the shooting part, as well as the zoom out of the camera, which helps you to look over ditches, and have a different sixth sense icon. I'll tell you how to customize it yourself. And gold shells will have a splash of either silver or gold based on APCR or high explosive anti-tank. But that's pretty much it. And here is how to install all the mods that I use. So you need to visit two main websites. The first website is Aslain.com, and you need to download his mod pack. His mod pack is basically a package deal where he combines all the relevant or compatible mods with the current version of the game into one. So it's very effective, very simplistic, very, convenient for all the purposes of installing all the mods that you want. So I've been using his mod pack for about 3 years now. It's just that good. So once you reach Aslain.com, click on download. Internet is slow. Go to your server that's close to you. So I live in the North America, so click on direct and just download this file. Once you download this, you need to visit another website for skin mods. So go to Milky Man's mod shop, and Milky Man has been doing a lot of amazing remodels for a long time. So major props to him as well as Aslain. But once you reach this page, I'll put the links into the description below. But choose whichever tank you want based on the previews, so you can go scroll down for all the previews, but choose whichever one you want. I'll use the 110 as example, but click on source code to download and save file. So in the end, you should have the Aslain mod pack downloaded and a bunch of Milky Man skins. So right here, I'll use the 110 as example. But first, launch Aslain's mod pack, run as admin. English. Yeah, sure. Demonstrate, obviously. Checking for updates. Next. Different status updates. Choose your World of Tanks folder, main directory folder. And here are all the settings. So I'll go through everything, but short description. Over the target markers. So these are the mascara or the font changes for your panels. So I'll use one example. So this is different panels, or this panel, or this panel. So different style of fonts for the different vehicles, but it's mascara makeup for the logos or the tanks itself. So you don't really need it. It's extravagant, too extraordinary for my taste, so you don't really need it. it's mascara for your tank fonts. Here is the XVM panel. So these are the stats. You can use the simplistic version or whichever version that you prefer. Default, World of Tanks, player panel, default transparency, HP bars on the side of the panels. These are the display of your team's health. So you can see that if your teammates are low on health from across the map, that's why they're not pushing. So there are reasons, but it's very useful. Now this will not display dynamically of your opponent's health, only display the last spotted health. So it's not that cheating. Yeah, so very useful. Clan icons, not for me, whatever. Here is the spotted icon. So different tanks on the map will have a light bulb or an eye, whatever, on the side of the enemy panel, and this will show you whichever one has been spotted on the mini-map. So it's very useful for process of elimination on the battlefield. So who has been spotted, who has not been spotted, and you can see based on the process of elimination the likelihood of whichever tank is where. So basic logic, right? So hide the icons for not spotted vehicles. Circles, World of Tanks vanilla version has this feature already. So this is a little bit more, complex, but you don't really need it. So I use the default version. So you can check this. 2 versions at the same time, running at the same time, will slow down your computer. So just choose whichever one you want and turn off the other one. Lines show vehicle direction line, not usually useful. This is the gun direction line, camera direction line, so very handy. Gun traverse lines, that's for artilleries with fixed mounted guns or tank destroyers, so very useful. Show icons for destroyed tanks, so to see if somewhere is blocked off, like Lakeville with the middle of the map. Show player names with color-coded rating, or color-sorted ratings. Full vehicle names, tank names based on ratings. Yep. Show vehicle tiers on the minimap by pressing the Alt button. Show the HP circles, even though this is too fancy for my taste, but whatever. Icon scale, that's the size of the icons, so normal. Minimap position, centered. So this is the zoom of the minimap. If you press the left control key, this will bring up a larger minimap, which is very good for clicking all the time. And artillery sights, so this is helpful for playing scumbags. So I like it. I play scumbags. I use number 9, but it's based on your preference. And hit log settings. So you already have the incorporation of the new hit logs from vanilla version of World of Tanks. So you can use this if you want, but I like the vanilla version now because it displays damage blocked and damage spotted. So it does not display with the older versions of the XVM hit log. So you do not need this. It's obsolete now, sadly, surprisingly. So here's the color scheme. You can use green versus violet for colorblind people. Here is the colors based on different coatings. So choose whichever rainbow you want. Custom icons for the 6 cents. I'll show you how to do this yourself or based on your artistic skills. I don't know, but I'll show you how to customize this yourself. Can't talk. I chose the yellow sign. The sound alert, you can choose this based on your user wanted sound. So I did not check any of these. So none of these. The price button in the tech tree, so very handy. Mastery mark in the tech tree. Enable gold locker, so efficient quality of life improvements. Free XP lock. Change default currency from gold to credits, so very handy. Display a clock, your garage. And you can choose the multi-line carousels from XVM, so you can choose the 5 lines if you want to go massive, but I use 1. You can have different stats on the carousel, so choose whichever one you want. Here is the server ping on the top left hand side of the garage. Show in battle clock, handy. Display win % chance on the battle interface. The rest of these is basically different stuff. You don't really need it. So display HP. This is handy, but kind of convoluted. I don't really need it. Show a live players count rather than frags. Don't need this. Favorite server. Don't need that. Auto return. Don't need this. Clan icons. Don't need it. This is grayed out. It's not updated yet. Vehicle contour icons. So these are the icons of the vehicles. You can choose special icons displayed with different styles, but I use the original ones because not that fancy. Zoom button. So for X48 zoom or 48X, which is pretty handy compared to 25. Zoom out 500 meters away. So it helps you see across ditches or buildings with third person. Different settings for the zoom. Don't really need to check any of these. So enable free camera in replays so you can take better screenshots like what I've been doing. And rest of these is don't really need it. So nope, don't need any of these. Nope. Crosshairs. So I use hard scope. There is a slight glitch with the current version. He has not updated the hard scope crosshair just yet because it does not display the amount of shells in your auto-loading clip. So use it with caution, but you can use whichever one you want, such as the laser-like starfighter crosshairs. But I use the historically significant or accurate older versions of crosshairs. Artillery sights. So this is the Predator missile artillery sights by pressing G. So very effective for playing scumbags. I use it. Info panel. It's a lot of info, so different reloads, different stuff. You don't really need it. It's grayed out anyway, so blah. Gun constraints. So these are the markers on your main map to show you how wide you can turn your gun. So it's useful for tank destroyers or artilleries with fixed mounted guns, but I don't really need it. More of these mods will slow down your computer, so don't need it. Shell countdown buttons. So different countdowns. Oh, interesting. Don't need it. Damage logs. They updated the damage log, so you don't need these anymore. Became obsolete. No need. Non-XVM hit log. No need. Nope. Here is the gold shell. The penetrating APCR hit or penetrating high explosive anti-tank hit. So you can know who is using gold shell on you, and you should be a little bit more, cowardly or passively when they're spamming gold. So don't try to do active scouting or other stuff because you will get hit. So, yep. Graphical performance, don't need these if your computer is good enough. So turn all of these off. Nope. Garage mods, don't need it. Convoluted, extravagant, don't need all of these. So here is the garage hanger mod. So this will help you change the garage hanger. Very useful with free camera by pressing F3 with shift. Left shift, press F3, and these are to move the camera. Blah blah blah. And sound mods are based on your own preference, but a little bit shaky after the main sound patch that came out during April of this year. So I did not check any of these, but use it with caution. And that's pretty much it. So once you've done all of these, click on clean install and remove all these stuff because it's compatible. A lot of stuff is not compatible with Windows 10 and Windows 8. I found that I have to do this process a lot of the time on the desktop. So if you don't have mods, use this setting. If you already have mods, try normal install and see if it works, but it's not likely. So I recommend if you already have mods, delete everything by clean install, remove the contents and reset the game cache, and then install the previous mods that you already have. So install this first because there's a lot of mods with this, and then install the mods you already have. Now, if your game does not launch, or if your game stucks on the loading screen, it's very easy to test this by using the, what's that, Proving Ground game mode with the bots. So select a tier 2 or tier 1 and play one round of proving grounds to see if the mods work. If they don't, you will be stuck at the loading screen or freeze at the loading screen, and therefore you don't have to, drag your teammates with actual battle. So it's bots. So use Proving Ground to help you test the mods to see if they work. So that's pretty much it. Click on next and you'll install everything. So that's it. So before you install, it's precautionary, but it's not usually required, that you back up all the files from res or resmod, but if you already have mods, but back up all the files if you already have mods. If you're worried that your res folder is going to be effective, back up this folder, because res folder is the resource folder. It's the main files of containing everything, all the data. So back up this folder if you're worried, but you don't usually need to back it up. But that's pretty much it. That's the Aslain mod pack. So I'll show you how to install the skins right now. So once you downloaded the skin, extract with WinRAR. So here are all the files. So just copy this, copy, and paste it into your World of Tanks folder. So just replace the files in the same names and skip, cancel. So yeah, that's it. Just copy and paste the files, and that's it. If you don't like it, delete everything, delete all the files, and that's it. So that's how you install all the skins. So usually you should have a script folder and a vehicles folder. And once you copy and paste, they should be in 9.16, vehicles or script, right here. So it should be in item def, vehicles, and all the stuff. So basically different script and different vehicles in the vehicles folder. So if you don't have a vehicle folders and you want to install all the skins, just create a folder and rename it into vehicles and paste the files into this folder, and that's it. So it's basically drag and drop all the files. If you don't want it, delete it. Ta-da! Simple, right? Now here is how to install your own personalized 6 synths icon and 6 synths sound file. So for the icon, go to resmod, go to mods, go to share resources, go to XVM, go to res, and 6th synth icon is displayed right here. So currently I have the danger close yellow sign. If you want to change this, use the dramatic chipmunk, for example. Make sure all the files are PNG. So once you have the dramatic chipmunk, so here is the chipmunk. There it is. Dun dun dun. So go away. So rename this to 6th synths and drag and drop into this folder. Copy and replace, and that would become your 6th synth icon. So for the 6 synths sound effect, go to your World of Tanks folder, go to res, go to audio WW, and rename a sound file to 6 synths. So here is the dun dun dun. Yep. So rename this to 6th synths and copy and paste into res audio WW. So this should sound like the dun 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 from your World of Tanks settings menu. So select your user sound. Yep, that's how it works. So once you installed everything, dun dun dun, you have to activate your XVM. So go to xvm.com, modxvm.com, log in with your World of Tanks account with different English or Dutch. Did I just say Dutch? That's German. Oh. Or French, whatever. So once you log in, activate services, update stats, select these two, uncheck these two, check these two. You don't have to check this one. Default scale. WN8 is the most common scale or rating. You can try out EFF. This is what Jingles or Quickie Baby use the last time I checked, but that was like 2 years ago, so whatever. And that's pretty much it. So there you go, folks. All the stuff that you need to know about how to install the simplistic of mods. I already showed you how to paint your own skins, but I'll do another video talking about how to paint your own skins and basically paint it gold or paint it black. But I done a video for about 10 months ago talking about that subject, so that's pretty much it. So that's the nuts and bolts of customizing all the mods that you see, and it will help you with quality of life improvements or maybe on the battlefield as well. But there you go, folks. That's the mod video for 9.16. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
I'm stuck in a never-ending dream where my wishes and hopes cannot be seen, and it's killing me, but I can't let go. There's a sadness raining down on me, and the future is looking oh so bleak, but I'm holding on so dear.